Hello, my name is Jess Green, and welcome to my design proposal for UNT Frisco's Eagle's Nest. In order to introduce myself, I wanted to include some of my previous works. Within my artistic practice, I work across many mediums, including sculpture, drawing, and digital art. I enjoy using digital processes and tools to create geometric forms. I am also fascinated by the methods of using mathematical equations to produce sculptures. To start off with, I have my concept and research for this sculpture. The concept behind this design proposal is to create a suspended sculpture for UNT Frisco that portrays an eagle's nest. As part of my preliminary research, I did some research on eagle's nests, and I discovered that they are huge. The average nest measures 4 to 5 feet in diameter and 2 to 4 feet deep, and eagle pairs use the same nest every year and will add 1 to 2 feet of material, and eagle pairs mate for life and bond through building the nest together. I also did some research on the UNT Frisco campus just to find out some more about it, and I found out that this campus opened in Hall Park in 2016 and focuses on preparing students for in-demand jobs and providing degrees that will get them hired. UNT Frisco is high-ranking in overall diversity nationwide, and international students from 121 countries are represented at UNT Frisco, and the key idea is that our students are global. For my inspiration, I wanted to visualize the radial nest-like form I was trying to achieve through my design, so I researched various forms of paper folding and carving. I was fascinated with the idea of how a large three-dimensional form could be created from a flat piece of paper. Here are some of my preliminary sketches. These are two ideas that stood out to me during my initial stages of ideation. I felt more attracted to the idea of designing a geometric, abstracted form of an eagle's nest, which can be seen in the sketch on the right. I then had the idea of creating a globe structure with vinyl pieces that are engraved with the names of graduates and are hung in the location of where the students are from. I later realized that this would be too complicated to keep up with. However, I did enjoy the idea of creating a spherical form to celebrate that UNT students are global. My favorite idea originally featured a time-based component in the middle of this design. After reflecting on how this would be difficult to maintain over time, I decided to abandon that idea and instead consider a different way to unify this design. Welcome to my final idea. This sculpture is called Masse, and it features an abstracted aluminum form of two eagles flying in midair while connecting to one another to build a nest in between themselves. The wings of the eagles are spread to create a spherical form, symbolizing the global nature of UNT. The decision to include two eagles is inspired by the fact that eagles mate and nest for life. This eagle pair signifies the lifelong connections and friendships that students make during their experience at UNT and emphasizes the importance of community and companionship during college. I created a 2-scale 3D rendering of this sculpture, and it will measure 14 feet across and 9.5 feet tall. And for fabrication purposes, a paper template will be utilized to locate the points where the sculpture hangs from the ceiling. Throughout the interior of the sculpture, there will be engraved words that describe the important values of UNT Frisco. I selected these words from the UNT Frisco branding presentation, and they will be repeated throughout the design. 2 LED lights with a calming and inviting hue will be placed on the interior of both central points. This will highlight the engraved text on the aluminum and allow the sculpture to be visible through the large windows outside of the building. Here is a diagram of the materials that will be needed to produce the sculpture. So there are hollow triangular forms made with 1/8-inch thick aluminum sheets. There will be 2 LED lights located at both ends of the sculpture. Steel support rods will be in between the forms to hold them in place and stabilize them, and everything will be held from the ceiling using steel cable. I have also included a detailed video of my 3D rendering. Here is a rendering where the sculpture will exist within the floor plan of this building. I then have a rendering of how this sculpture will look physically within the space. Here is a budget sheet for all of the materials needed for this sculpture, and it precisely adds up to $70,000. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my presentation. If you have any questions, my email is jessgreen410@gmail.com, and my phone number is 214-478-6075. Thank you.